I think we'll go ahead and get started. I know we don't have that many people here, but we will be recording the session. So as long as everyone's aware and is okay of that, just making sure. What we'll do is I really want to keep the time open and flexible to ask for you guys to ask your questions, but we did want to cover some of the expected questions that we're likely to have, as well as do an overview of the program so that you're familiar with it. And so we have a couple slides which have quite a bit of information on them. So I'm going to go through them fairly quickly, but just to make sure that we have room to talk about it and to answer questions. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see that?
Not quite yet, but it's coming. There it is.
Perfect. Okay. So if you're here today, you probably heard of the From Lab to Fulfillment workshop that we're hosting with Queen's. And this program was developed at the University of Calgary. And it's really geared to helping women, to help really guide women towards commercialization and supporting transforming their research into products and companies. And so we provide a bit of an overview of this in the flyer, but to give an idea of why this program has been successful in the past, a lot of it has been because of the experience of the facilitator who's delivering the workshop. So Dr. Orly Yadid-Pech, she's highly experienced individual. So she's an electrical engineering professor at the University of Calgary. She's also the Alberta Innovates Technology Futures Strategic Chair in Integrated Intelligence Sensors. So she has a really strong understanding of the research environment and what it means and what it takes to be a professor and doing the research aspect. But along with that, she's also gotten credentials as a consultant and as a certified coach. And she's an inventor on over 30 patents and has helped co-found several startups, including Wider, Tone Tech, LuxMax, and Eat Little. So this kind of combined experience of being a professor, having that role, as well as patenting, combined with the entrepreneurship experience, really allows her to integrate all those experiences to provide value from someone who's been there and done it, and to help other people go through the process. And the workshops cover a wide variety of topics. Really, the key idea is to help identify and validate your own intellectual property and get ways to strengthen that IP, and work towards steps on how to build a vision and mission and strategic planning for both, whether it's your research endeavors or your entrepreneurial interests. And to help do this, she gives practical coaching to overcome obstacles that you might face and to consider different things that you might not have thought about before. And so while the focus is really on the intellectual property and development and entrepreneurship, it covers a lot of ground that can help you in a variety of different aspects, whether it's entrepreneurial endeavors or if it's supporting kind of the research impact of your technology. So helping that commercialization and that translation of knowledge. And so the topics listed are on the schedule in a bit more detail, but we want to provide an overview here of some of the aspects that she'll be discussing. And really, there's kind of three main ideas that kind of come out of it is the ability to have one-on-one coaching, as well as coaching from a team, a community of individuals who are working towards similar goals, and to help you become more resilient and empowered in your work, and to help take your ideas out of the lab. And so there's three key aspects that we like to help people with. And the basic premise of the whole thing is that it is around exploring an idea of your own. And the reason this is important is because it makes it more individualized. It's something practical that you can implement. But it does mean that you have to really think about what it is that your idea is. And so you'll notice that in the application form, there is quite a bit of information about what your idea is, is there a technology that you're thinking about, either patenting or going through the entrepreneurial process with. And the focus of the workshop is to use an idea to help gain the skills and to go through the process with. And so if you have questions around that and the application process, please feel free to reach out to any of us at QPI and we can help explore that with you and to see how we can help support that. There is a time commitment to the project, to the workshops. And so it's run over a series of time from January 17th to February 3rd. It involves synchronous meetings. So there's about 5 meetings that are about an hour and a half and a 6th one that's longer. Asynchronous material that you can watch on your own time, as well as one-on-one coaching sessions and expected homework of about 1 to 2 hours per synchronous meeting. And so the homework sessions really help develop the skill sets and put them into practice around your idea. And then the synchronous sessions are really interactive, so you can work with the cohort to explore further, ask each other questions, get advice, and learn more material in practice. So a big question we have is, what if I have to miss a meeting? And we really encourage, as much as possible, attending the synchronous meetings because it is interactive. And so having that environment and that ability to meet with the team is important. But we also know everyone's really busy and everyone has lots of time commitments. So let us know in advance and we'll follow up on what your availability is, and we will kind of take that into consideration and see what we can do. The asynchronous material, we've been told will be available for 24 hours around the time period so that you have time to kind of review and revise at your own kind of pace on that one. The program at Queen's, we have room for 8 participants. And it is a pilot program with the deadline for the applications is November 15th. I wanted to highlight here that Queen's is supporting the participation of female faculty members. So there is a cost to the workshop and it's a strong value of about $2,000 per participant. And so Queen's will be supporting that value for 8 faculty members, up to 8 faculty members. Honestly, it is a pilot program, so we don't know what the competitiveness will be of the program. And so we're looking to gauge the interest and to see, what are the needs. And so we will be prioritizing faculty members. And we have lots of other services that are available to graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, and others who are interested in entrepreneurship and research commercialization. So if you're in that category, please reach out to us and we can have a chat and see how we can help you and help others on your team. So some other questions that we anticipate that will be coming out is, what if I don't have an idea? And this is, the workshops really are geared around helping to support the growth of a specific idea. So it's best if you do have an idea to work on for the workshop. If you let us, QPI, know of your interest, we can help explore options and opportunities that are available depending on your situation. So what do I need to know before the workshop? And really the workshop is an early stage discovery process, so you don't need a lot of that. It's helping to build your understanding of entrepreneurship and business and intellectual property and things. And so you don't need a lot of information. There will be a list of terms, background terms that will be provided before the workshop that we ask participants to revise. And this is just so that we don't have to stop in the middle of a workshop and just go through definitions and things. So it's more of a backgrounder to help keep the flow of the workshops. And do you need to sign anything with the workshops? And there is, we are requesting that everyone sign a mutual non-disclosure agreement. And this is to help create that open communication within the cohort so that you can share information, help each other out, and grow as a team. We're also asking for a consent form for pictures and any recording that we are able to do. So how do you apply? there is an application form available on the website. And you can fill out the form. It is a Word form and then submit it to the QPI email by November 15th. As I mentioned, it does go into some detail about an idea. Really, you just want to put down whatever information you have. So we recognize that people will be at different stages with their technologies. So if you're at a later stage and you're already thinking about starting a company or doing a spinoff and things, then let us know. And if you're in the earlier stages and you're exploring potential, let us know. And it's really just to help us figure out where everyone kind of stands and how we can help. And there is a certificate that will be provided, as well as a group photo at the end of the workshop. And is there anything else that you have to do after completing the workshop? Now, it is a pilot program, so we will be asking for your feedback from the Queen side to help us gauge, was the program useful? Were there aspects that you think could be different or augmented? There's also a 6-month follow-up from the facilitators of the From Lab to Fulfillment program. And that will be directed by the From Lab to Fulfillment program members themselves. There's also an option to give testimonials or quotes, and this is totally up to you if you'd like to. And that's really the questions that we thought might come up. So now I'd really like to open up to ask to answer any questions or concerns that anyone here might have. So I'm going to stop sharing and we'll open it up to just conversation. Oh, I see we got someone else joined. I don't know if you were able to catch the discussion. So please feel free to, if you have any questions. I hope I didn't go that too fast. So
I have just a small question, because I think the presentation really helped me understand a little bit more about the program. Synchronous, will that be in person, do you think, or will that be
No,
online?
it'll be virtual.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be online. So now we did ask the facilitators if there's an ability to record them to make it available to people who might not be able to attend. She's a little bit reluctant to do that, mostly because she's worried it will, attendance is important to create that interaction and that group kind of feel. And so you don't want to de-incentivize attendance in one way, but also there's some concerns, if people want to be open and sharing, they may not want it recorded. And so that that aspect is still something where we might talk through as a group and depending on the participants as well. However, it will be virtual. So. Is it Funke? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, sorry. Any questions? No? So we're really excited to offer the workshop here. I think it's a great opportunity and the workshop has received a lot of, I guess, a successful kind of, or good testimonials from various different other universities. So including the University of Calgary, Lethbridge, U of O, as well as a Women in STEM Entrepreneurship community group. So it has been run several times and we're excited to bring it here to Queen. I see, and do you have a comment or question?
No, I was just going to mention you were on my psychic wavelength there that it's been run at other universities with really positive feedback. And you can imagine how challenging it is to get the university to bring forward the funding for $2,000 per person for a workshop. But the incentive for the university is to increase the number of disclosures coming from women faculty members for inventions and to try to encourage them to get more involved potentially in startups. I think that's a big push of this thing, but one of the side benefits is just increasing disclosure, knowledge of how the technology transfer office works and patenting. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people might say in conversation about this, why are we encouraging female faculty? But we all know that there's disadvantages coming from the female gender, right? I mean, just think of the amount of workload around the house compared to your partner, in my case anyway. And the kids, I don't know if you have children, and I'm not a faculty member, but I am, a patent agent at Queen's, and I have a very demanding position. And it's challenging. And I really support the fact that the university is acknowledging it and giving some of that encouragement. We all know women do better when they have mentors and can see themselves. I think all humans are like that. If you can see yourself in growing into a role, you're much more apt to take it on. And so it's lovely to see the university investing in this type of thing.
Very true.
I was really pleased to see how many other universities have done it too. And some of the testimonials, not only from the participants, but from the university about how it benefited the whole technology transfer process to invest in the young faculty members like that.
One thing I'd add to what Andrew was just saying was that a nice thing about the program is that it is cohort based. And so you do have that chance to build a community across the university of women that are helping each other and, learning from each other too. So, you can share experiences and growth that way. So kind of a key piece of the program that's often you don't notice until you're there. I know a lot of the comments that have come from people who've participated at other universities have been around that, they learned so much more that they weren't expecting to from the program, whether it's, that empowerment and research, like how to focus it so it could be translate to the stuff that they were expecting, which was some of the business skills and knowledge and IP knowledge and things. So it's
coming it's coming at a really good time too, because I think women in STEM already feel quite isolated. And I know, Shoma, you've mentioned that when you were in the physics department for your PhD, I think you were like the only woman in the department, not only on your floor, but in the whole building. And then on top of that, we've got COVID, where we're all at home and super isolated just from our peers. And anyway, I just think it's great timing for Queen's to invest in 2021 and 2022 for this, to sort of re-engage the faculty into research that's potentially commercializable.
So we don't want to take up too much of their time if you don't have questions, but we do want to make sure that you have a chance to ask any questions that you have. So, so please feel free to ask anything, or if if you have other things you need to do, if you need to leave, that's okay too. So, yeah, just opening up the doors here. So, yeah. So one thing that I'm kind of excited to see how this program unfold is we've done very similar programs for entrepreneurs, so people who have a company already in mind and are growing, and this is really an opportunity for it to be focused on researchers and to help them translate knowledge. And so it's an interesting program from that point. It's quite unique, I think. So when we were looking at ways to support female faculty, this one came up high on the list because it is unique from that aspect. So.
It must be a bit daunting to think about taking a workshop that's got such a high number of hours of commitment, but I think it would be worth it, particularly at the early stages of your career, to get some of these skills and knowledge.
But also, please do feel free to reach out to any of us if you have questions. As you're going through the process and thinking about it, just send us an email or phone call, whatever works for you. We're here to help. So.
And
Thank you. I'm going to
Laura,
pop off. Thank you very much.
that's fine.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Laura.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just looking at dates. So I kind of had a question because a lot of faculty are quite busy, right? We have to teach and we can't change our teaching schedule. So for example, I know that, on, I think it's Thursdays, I teach till 11:30, but there's always something at 11 on every Thursday. Is there a way to work around that, or is it quite strict? Because I'm assuming other people may have those problems as well.
Yeah. So the timing, it is set, but let us know what you can make and what you can't, and we can see what we can try to do.
Okay. Yeah, teaching schedules are what they are.
I know,
so,
exactly. It's true. Yeah.
It is what it is. Okay. So yeah.
And we do understand that. So, don't let if that's like going to hold you back, don't let it. Like, just let us know.
Just include it in the application.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's
Perfect.
everything. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right, no worries.
Thank you. That was helpful.
Thank you.